Welcome back to Kids Fairy Tales channel, where magical stories come to life. In today's enchanting tale, Cinderella, we embark on a heartwarming journey filled with love, kindness, and the triumph of good over evil. Get ready to be captivated by this timeless story of dreams coming true. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical stories. Let's begin the adventure. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. She lived with her loving father, a wealthy merchant. Cindy's mother had passed away when she was very young, and her father later remarried a woman who brought 2 daughters from her previous marriage into the family. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were cruel and jealous of her beauty and kind nature. They treated her like a servant, making her do all the heavy chores around the house, from cleaning to cooking. Cinderella had to wear old, tattered clothes and was often covered in ashes and dirt, which is why everyone called her Cinderella, or the Aishen Maiden. Despite her hardships, Cinderella remained kind-hearted and hopeful. She found solace in her animal friends and the beautiful birds that sang to her while she worked. Every night, she would dream of a better life, where she could be free and happy. One day, the king announced that he would host a grand ball at the palace to find a wife for the prince. Every eligible maiden in the kingdom was invited to attend. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were ecstatic, spending days preparing their finest gowns and accessories. Cinderella, too, dreamed of going to the ball, but her stepmother cruelly laughed at the idea and refused to let her go. On the evening of the ball, after her stepmother and stepsisters had left for the palace, Cinderella sat by the fireplace, crying. She longed to go to the ball, but knew it was impossible. Just then, a brilliant light filled the room, and a kind, elderly woman appeared. It was Cinderella's fairy godmother. "Why are you crying, my dear?" asked the fairy godmother. "I wish I could go to the ball, but I have nothing to wear and no way to get there." Cinderella replied, "Dry your tears, child. I will help you," said the fairy godmother with a warm smile. With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed Cinderella's rags into a magnificent gown of shimmering blue silk, adorned with delicate lace and jewels. Her old shoes became sparkling glass slippers. But the magic didn't stop there. The fairy godmother turned a nearby pumpkin into a golden carriage, and the mice and lizards in the garden into elegant horses and coachmen. Before Cinderella climbed into the carriage, the fairy godmother gave her a stern warning. "Remember, the magic will only last until midnight. You must leave the ball before the clock strikes 12. Cinderella nodded, grateful for the chance to go to the ball. She promised to heed the fairy godmother's advice and set off for the palace. When Cinderella arrived at the palace, everyone was captivated by her beauty and grace. The prince, who had been politely greeting guests all evening, was immediately drawn to her. He asked her to dance, and as they twirled around the grand ballroom, they couldn't take their eyes off each other. Cinderella felt like she was living a dream. She and the prince talked and laughed, sharing stories and enjoying each other's company. She was so enchanted by the evening that she almost forgot the fairy godmother's warning. As the clock began to strike midnight, Cinderella suddenly remembered the fairy godmother's words. She panicked and ran from the ballroom, leaving the prince bewildered and calling after her. In her haste, she lost one of her glass slippers on the palace steps, but didn't stop to retrieve it. She barely made it back to the carriage as the final stroke of midnight echoed through the night. As soon as the clock struck 12, the magic wore off. Cinderella's beautiful gown turned back into rags, and the golden carriage reverted to a pumpkin. She found herself back in her old clothes, sitting by the road. However, she still had one glass slipper as a memento of the magical evening. The next day, the prince was determined to find the mysterious girl who had stolen his heart. He ordered his men to search the entire kingdom, trying the glass slipper on every maiden's foot. he declared that he would marry the girl whose foot fit perfectly into the slipper. The prince's men visited every house in the kingdom, including Cinderella's home. The stepsisters eagerly tried on the slipper, but their feet were too large. Cinderella's stepmother tried to keep her hidden, but the prince's men insisted that every maiden in the household try the slipper. When Cinderella finally tried on the slipper, it fit perfectly. The prince, who had accompanied his men to Cinderella's house, immediately recognized her. Overjoyed, he knelt before her and asked for her hand in marriage. Cinderella, overwhelmed with happiness, accepted. Cinderella and the prince were married in a grand ceremony at the palace. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters, realizing the error of their ways, apologized for their cruelty. Cinderella forgave them, and they all lived peacefully together. Cinderella and the prince ruled the kingdom with kindness and wisdom. Their love and compassion inspired everyone around them, and they lived happily ever after, proving that true beauty comes from within and that kindness and patience can overcome any obstacle. And that, dear friends, is the tale of Cinderella, a story of kindness, patience, and the power of magic. If you enjoyed this enchanting journey, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Share this magical story with your friends so they can join in the wonder too. And make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a new tale from Kids Fairy Tales. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to see you on our next adventure. Bye for now.